TIFU by spraying cologne on my husband's shirt. My husband is away on business for the first time ever. This is a big step in his career and I'm very excited for him. However, I did not sleep well at all the first night he was away. The next day, I decided to do the brilliant thing and take one of his shirts, spray it with his cologne so that it would smell like him, and put his shirt on his pillow. Think Marshpillow from How I Met Your Mother, only this was pillow then. It was starting to work its charm, perhaps a little too well. I began to feel the desire sleep while cuddling pillow then only to then be disrupted by an overwhelming sense of horniness. And that's when it clicked for me. He only wears this cologne when we go out, and those nights usually end with us creating the beast with two backs. So on top of lying awake due to not having him next to me, I am now dealing with sexual frustration that comes with the sensory association of his cologne. TLDR, I realized I had been Pavloved by my husband's cologne when making a cuddle pillow that smells like him. Edit: I'm getting this question a lot, so I'm gonna answer here. The cologne is called Army Sport. It's nothing fancy at all, but I like the smell of it. We got it at a bargain store years ago. If you want to Pavlov your partner like he did, just find a fragrance your partner likes, and wear it before sexy time. After a while, it will have the same effect. Edit: for everyone saying just masturbate, masturbating only works 50 of the time for me. For me, sex is an intimate thing. Usually when I'm frustrated, it's because I crave human touch. Not a no hope that clears things up. My wife also has a specific perfume that feels like its sole purpose is to be worn on nights we end up having sex. Pretty embarrassing Pavlovian response. When she wears it I feel like a shark scenting a single drop of blood in the ocean. You should tell him that if you haven't already. Bet he'd be happy knowing you want him so badly when he is gone. Masturbating only works 50 of the time for me. Then do it twice. Sheesh. Pavlov's doggy style. My partner prefers me without a beard, so whenever I'd go to her place I'd shave first. And then we'd have sex. If she was out of town I'd just trim my beard as that took less time. So one day I decided to shave for other reasons, and by the time I was in the middle of it I realized I was getting hard. I'd Pavloved myself with shaving cream. Are unexpectedly wholesome. OMG, your husband is brilliant. Why haven't I thought about doing that? I'm gonna go buy Aventus cologne just for sexy time with the wife. Sounds like you're in a loving relationship. Go rub one out, and give him the play-by-play later. Same thing with my girlfriend. At some point recently I think I Pavloved myself with her perfume cause it'd be all over my pillow, and it'd make me uncontrollably hard. She puts her hair on my face as a joke all the time, and at first it was kind of annoying, but now it turns me the fuck on because she'd usually have her perfume sprayed on it and I'm too afraid to tell her that it does because I think it's weird X. My husband did the same thing. I have two perfumes, one for normal and one that just makes me smell like sweet lust. I was away, he sprayed my perfume on the bed, wrong perfume. I still have the text of him the next day saying he couldn't sleep because he's a belly sleeper. I laughed so hard. Definitely share this moment with your partner, it's something you can reflect on later that can give you fuzzy feelings. Congrats on not spelling it colon though. My partner has been Pavloved by scented oils. I can't stand most male colognes and I wear a combo of frankincense and white sage. For the longest time she thought my natural scent was just impossibly nice. Either way, she loves it so much. I left my t-shirt at her place the night I met her, and when I was on my way to see her again, she sent me a pic of her wearing it. She had this "please don't think I'm weird" look on her face, but I found it adorable. She had been cuddling with it in her bed ever since I left it, smiling face. This is the kind of relationship that I want one day. Guys, the cologne itself isn't what drives her wild, it's the association. Using it won't help you any more than any other brand. My ex-wife used to wear Chanel No. 5 when she went out with her friends. I later found out it wasn't girls' night out, it was dates with her boss. To this day I can still smell that fragrance a mile away and feel disgust. What cologne is it? So you rubbed one out and promptly fell asleep, I assume. That's the logical way to handle this situation, lol. My husband bought me a perfume when I visited him at his ship. He worked on a cruise ship. I wore that perfume every day for 3 weeks and all the other times I spend on board with him for the next couple of years. It's been 9 years now, and when I smell it I immediately feel safe, happy and in love. First time I realized that the smell was so engraved in my brain was on my wedding day. I was really stressed, but when I sprayed I immediately felt calm. Neat little trick, can recommend anyone who starts a relationship. Not a TIFU? More like a today I wholesomed up. I was expecting him to come back, not recognize his cologne and accuse you of cheating. My GF associated the scent of one of my more expensive colognes with her mom dying, so I'm not allowed to wear it anymore. Ah shit, I'm jealous of you now. But hey, kudos for having what it sounds like a good marriage. Better than the one dude who used his mom's cucumber lotion to beat off. He started getting erections every time he smelled the cucumber after that. Then it got weird around his mom when she wore the cucumber lotion. I've heard of women Pavloving men on purpose, but I've never heard a woman accidentally Pavloving herself. Thank you, internet. I'm attempting to Pavlov my husband with the scent of peaches, his favorite fruit. I feel your pain. My ex and I were like this. Except his was an Armani scent, so now I don't have him anymore, but I find myself lusting after overly wealthy, generally jackass men. Luckily everyone in this area is broke as shit, so I don't come across it often, lol. Pavlov laughs in his grave. This sounds like the trailer for a 70s horn dog movie, which would be called Pavlov's Wife. Trailer ends with a shot of a nerdy chemist pouring green fluid out of a beaker and into the cologne bottle, and sitting it on the nightstand. I'm thinking Anthony Michael Hall, and Gina Davis. Maybe there's a scene where the wife takes the dog to the vet, only to find out that he's severely dehydrated, in order to foreshadow that Pavlov has taken his science too far, and Pavlov's wife is in for a rough week alone. The beast with two backs. Fucking thank you, you can't just masturbate and take care of most urges. It's even worse when you masturbate and just get angrier after finishing because you think, why am I jerking off when the real thing is accessible and available? TIFU by telling Reddit I was horny while my husband was away and getting all the dick pics on the interwebs. Since this is Reddit, I'm going to have to comment that you should dump him. Furiously scribbling notes. When I was in high school, the girl I was dating had a high sex drive and liked the Victoria's Secret Vanilla Fields perfume. Now the smell of vanilla makes me want to fuck like a rabbit in heat. I'm gonna need the name of that cologne. When you smell his colon, smiling face with heart-shaped eyes, smiling face with heart-shaped eyes, smiling face with heart-shaped eyes. If you want to talk about weird Pavlovian responses, my wife will put some stupid children's show like Cocomelon on to get the kids to zone out for long enough for us to run off and fool around. We never watch that show otherwise. Least FU of all TIFU. Really thought this was going to be a story of husband comes home, smells and thinks she's been cheating because he didn't recognize his own cologne. Nah. No fuck up. My wife has a perfume called Lolita Lempica that she has had since we first got married. Love the smell. She often gets asked while we are out what she is wearing, but she is embarrassed to say Lolita Lempica. I used to wear Old Spice. I can't count how many times women have smelled it, and come in closer for more, and made comments about how much they like it. Honestly think the smell is associated with dad